So I've ventured back to Axe Pond. This time we're trying a different camera for vlogging. This is the Olympus EP5, and the reason I've brought the Olympus this time is because I was photographing dragonflies last time, attempting to photograph dragonflies with the Fuji X-T20. Didn't get on very well, particularly I didn't think. Some of the pictures were okay-ish, but you know, not great. So I thought this time I'll bring the E-M1 with the 100 to 400 Panasonic Leica zoom and see what we can pick up. Lilies are looking great. I'll just zoom in on those across the other side of the water there. Rhododendrons are looking still only so-so. There's a few over there, but nothing like what I was expecting. So I'm just going to sit here in front of this piece of the pond and try to be patient for a short while and wait and see if we get some dragonflies. I think because the sun's not out, it looks as if they might not be quite so keen, but I'm going to be patient, sit here for a while. It looks like we may get a little bit of sunshine. There are some breaks in the cloud, so there are a few about, but not so many of the big ones. We'll see how we get on. I think I'm not the only person here trying to photograph the dragonflies today. It seems there may be other photographers here as well, or at least one I've had a chat to. Just having a quick look here. I've walked around to the other side of the pond now, and I'm just going to zoom in to the lilies here, which are pretty spectacular, I have to say. They're very nice indeed. Very pretty. Yeah, beautiful. So that's where I was earlier, underneath the trees over there. It's not got any sun here, and I'm not sure that this side of the pond has any more dragonflies than the other side. It does seem to have got a little bit less breezy right now, which is good news, although there is definitely some slightly foreboding looking cloud. One or two things with the E-M1 that has frustrated me, that I need to look up once again, is when you're manually focusing, which I was doing for a while, I'm not sure how you can magnify the view, so I need to look that up. It's I think it's relatively easy on the Fuji, that you just press in the command dial on the back of the camera and you just punch that in, and it takes you in either to ×5 or ×10 on the magnification, and you just rotate the wheel to switch between ×5 and ×10 magnification. On the Olympus, I thought when you're in manual focus that with manual focus assist, if you just touch the focusing ring, it would magnify, but not sure. So I need to check that out, because it's not. I think it's got a switch on the lens which makes it easy to switch between autofocus and manual focus, but not having any assistance when you're at a long telephoto is not great, to be honest. So we'll have to look that up. I'm going to have a try at vlogging in a minute with. Instead of this, at the moment we've got the 14 to 150 on the EP5. Watching the dragonflies here. I'm going to try with the 9 to 18 and see how that looks. One or two birds flying about that I might try to capture. We'll see. This is the 9mm angle of view. there we are, 9mm angle of view. That is pretty wide, I imagine. Pretty wide. And let's see what that's like for the vloggy thing. Is that too wide, I wonder? Or is that possible? Is it doable? Is it actually managing to focus on me? Of course, with a lot of these cameras, you just cannot see, or I can't see. None of my cameras have got flip screens. They've only got tiltable screens. So I never know what this thing can actually see. I did see on eBay you can get some sort of little mirrors that fit in the horseshoe so that you can see what the screen's doing behind, but it relies on your screen coming out to 90 degrees, so I think it does on the XT20. I'm not sure it does on this EP5. I'll have to have a look. I think it gets close, but it might not come to a full 90 degrees. How much does it matter? I don't really know, I'm not sure. Probably doesn't, to be honest. But let's close the view down a little bit, and there we are. That's 11 mils now, that's at. I'll have to decide what's best if I'm going to use this to do any vloggy type stuff. I'm now going to sit down for a few minutes and see if I can do some bird watching and maybe take a few bird pictures. Dragonflies are teasing me. They come real close and just stay there when I haven't got a camera ready. Yeah, amazing. I'll have a go at some more dragonfly pictures as well, you never know. Very fortunate just now to have a dragonfly land on the grass, on a blade of grass here, right in front of me. Managed to get a few shots of it, and what might be an interesting test is that I took a few shots with the lens switched on to power OIS, and then I switched that off, and immediately you could hear the camera stabilization kick in, so you can hear that sort of buzzing noise the camera makes when it's got the stabilizer running. So it'll be interesting. I took a few shots then as well, so it'll be interesting to see which shots are actually clearest. I was using the lens stabilization to start with, and then switched into the camera sensor stabilization, so we'll see which is best. Could be interesting. Going to pack up and head off home in a minute. There seems to be a fair bit of dragonfly action. Not sure if you can pick it up here. But yeah, there's a fair few out there. Yeah, it's not quite as sunny this afternoon as I'd hoped, but you know, sun's coming out again now. It's pretty warm, very pleasant out here today. Nice to come and just spend some time. There's been a few dog walkers going past, so it's not been quite as isolated as it sometimes is. Although I think actually it's getting sunnier again now, so yeah, might be a pleasant ride home. It is one of my favourite locations, this, I have to say. There is another pond on the flashes, which I'll perhaps go to next time. That's even quieter than this one usually, as it's a little bit more off the beaten track, I guess you would say. I'm relying on the autofocus on this camera to have been working all this time. We'll see how we get on. See if it's any better than the Fuji, which, to be honest, I didn't think did a bad job last time I was here, so let's see how the Olympus does. Should be good. We'll see.